What's going on, ladies and gents? Guys, we have some urgent updates concerning the university, where we're going. So this is just a brief introduction. I'm going to let Steve kind of quarterback this one, and we definitely going to need you guys' feedback on this one. So after he finishes speaking, I definitely need your mics off. Y'all join us and give us your feedback.
All right, cool. So actually, hold on. Let me get this mic. You hear me? Can you hear? All right, cool.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. So um it's honestly been a lot building this university, and there's so much facet to crypto, right? Because we're talking about early stage cryptocurrency right now. So we lead with the fundamentals, and then we're starting to get into like real case use now. So you're starting to see like the industry growing, and it just we're here, guys. I'm telling you, after this election cycle, there's definitely regulations with this administration for sure. So what we have to be mindful of is how much time we're spending on certain things, and then how much money we're asking people to come up with in an economy that's, let's be honest, I'm out in these streets and prices of everything is going up. So one of the toughest things for me in creating a lot of these courses is coming up with fair pricing, right? So we've heard things from you guys. Everybody who executes has no problem with our pricing. It's always, it's priceless, it's priceless, it's priceless. This is what the people are saying, right? We have so many more courses coming up. And we told you 2024 was the year of execution for us. So what we're doing also is we're aligning ourselves with a lot of brands, we're doing a lot of university talks now. So with that, it's going to start to lead us into a lot of corporate sponsorship. We always talked about never really shilling a project, but we're kind of already doing that by telling you guys to invest in certain projects. So now we've grown to the point that these guys are starting to take notice to us now. And we're not looking to take money from a project that we don't believe in. We are looking to stay on the same course, and then we have the ability now to offset what we're giving you guys, which is already a lot of value. But like I said, the pricing of another product and another product and another product is becoming a lot now, right? And we're starting to align ourselves. So next week, Thursday, we have a actual certified brain trainer coming on, who's going to speak about what she does and how beneficial it is. And guys, it's from firsthand account. Both of my son just finished a 12-week program, and my daughter is currently in the same 12-week program. My wife just tested today, actually. So they give you an initial test that's really cheap, but it gives you all this feedback on just processing speed, short-term memory, cognitive, every facet of your brain. It comes out in this test, right? In this 1 hour test, and then you get a report at the end. It's from children 7 all the way up to 70, right? Everybody benefits from it. What happens is at certain times in our lives, some of these processes just never elevated. So it stayed at a particular level. This is why a lot of people struggle with accountability and things like that. So for me, especially leading into 2024 with the plan, which is actually being turned into a course, I'm noticing that a lot of you guys are leaning more towards that, right? Because crypto could only take you but so far, but where Champ and I are going is going to take you even further, because we're actually growing with the industry. Okay, so we want to be able to start blockchain training, how to build dApps, and this is not Champ and I teaching it, us bringing in professionals to be able to do that. But if we always have 6 people on a call or only a handful of people engaged, then that doesn't make for a strong community. So we are moving the university first. The name is changing. Skyton will still be there, but it won't have university in it, and it won't have crypto in it anymore. Crypto has been one of the biggest hindrance to us in anything that we do, even to the point where Champ and I's cell phone numbers are blocked from our own database by our carriers. And some of you guys are too. So I could identify which numbers are blocked. And there's really nothing we can do at this point because all these carriers have these restrictions. And in the future, guys, you won't be able to say shit on your phone that you're paying for, which is kind of crazy. Just to even think that we're here. So Skyton Crypto University is going to move to a subscription model, meaning when you come in and you enroll in, it's not Skyton Crypto University anymore. So I even have to get used to that. So when you roll into the academy, you will pay a monthly tuition, and we're looking at $50, guys, right? It's not changing what you guys already done, but what happens is you get this community and you get a portal. So not only do you get the community, but you get the portal with all of the training in listed from beginner to intermediate all the way to advanced. And then now what that's going to do is, because we spend so much time trying to market an individual product, all right, boot camp, the plan, this, that, deepen. We're spending too much time on it as opposed to saying, this is the academy, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is what you get, learn at your own pace. Okay. So for $50 a month, you guys will now have access to the Bootcamp 101. Futures, we're still kind of talking about it. There may be some elective courses that we put out there, but 95% of everything, even the deepen, is going to be a course in your membership, in your tuition. So now what that does is it not only, I want everybody to have access to everything. You understand? I do not want money to be a hindrance because I know how important it is to have as many engaged students in a community, because that's going to help us be more powerful. Right. And I feel the subscription model is going to give us access to that. And then on top of that, when we have enough eyes in the room, we could bring these corporate guys in, because these corporate companies now, guys, they're looking to line up with, anybody that's teaching the future of finance or cryptocurrency. If you don't already know, companies are giving away certifications within these industries now. So we could line up with a lot of these, top schools, Wharton Business School. Like I'm telling you, absolutely free. Google, they're offering free courses. So this is what I'm looking to do for the university. Not only would you be tapped into what we're teaching, but we're going to move into training and certification within cryptocurrency, right? And then not only that, but when we have the deep end projects, Champ and I never sell you something that we're not invested in. So we're already connected in a lot of these products, as you know. And then we're going to start to build our own I've already told you, there's no way I'm not going to be part of this ecosystem in cryptocurrency, right? I'm not here to just teach people fundamentals. Okay. So because we understand the technologies, because we understand the capabilities, these blockchains are giving you money to assist you for you to come over and build on top of their network, because that adds more liquidity to their network. You understand? So on that whole deepen industry, it's a marketplace that's open. They're just there to collect data, provide data to you, allow people to control their data. And if Champ wants his car data to be given to this insurance company in order to save this much money, he has the option to do that. If he wants to close it off and go back to the other world, he's got the option to do that. But right now, I can tell you that I'm looking to decentralize the academy and not put any hindrance in your thoughts about it. So if I'm opening up the floor right now just to see what people feel, how people feel about it. Are you part of a subscription model? If so, what do you like? What don't you like? And understand, guys, we are not and will never dilute anything we put out. Because I pay for a lot of these courses that are out here that people have, not just crypto. I don't even do the crypto thing anymore. It's just terrible. But other, and I'm seeing the value of the proposition of what they're actually saying and what you're getting is two different things. But what these kids do well that Champ and I never wanted to do, and we won't go into that, is sell you a lifestyle that we don't live. So yeah, this is a lifestyle for me because this is who I am, right? This is the guy that sits in front of this mic that they've been wilding out for 2 years consistently. No private jets, no big cars, no everything low, keeping it quiet. Okay. It's still loud if y'all know us personally, but it's quiet. I don't need to sell you that I have money, then I can show you how to make money. I could just tell you what I'm doing.
Right.
That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, and the great part about having Champ and I is this is all we do. You see what I'm saying? I'm not looking to get into like business credit and this and that. Yeah, we could add certain components to things that we see make sense for the university, but this isn't going to be like a hodgepodge of shit. Everything's going to make sense here.
Mm-hmm.
But the focus really is that is an holistic approach to how we see things. We're going to still stay with the current events. It allows Champ and I flexibility to be able to move, to go to these universities, to be able to move, to create courses and train Fortune 500 companies could even come in here. So that's the route. So it's like if I'm going to do a program for a Fortune 500 company, why can't I do the same for my community and then just bring them into the community as an addition to say, hey, we're working with Microsoft or we're working with Google. Like this is where we're trying to take this to the highest level of online education that you could possibly get to with everything else that we're building in the background. So just raise your hand. Let me know what you think of the subscription model. I know you guys, some of you spent a lot of money. And the thing you have to realize too is even my 1%ers that spent 2,500, whatever you guys spent 2,000 at the time, it's a year ago, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I for sure marked my portfolio a year ago and know that I'm up a lot in that year. So you have to understand that if there's new people joining the 1% now, the days of 20 cents XRP is kind of over, And if a Black Swan event was to happen and it brought the price back down, guess what? We level up again.
You buy
It
that
will
one.
be back.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody coming into crypto now has a different entry point than people like me and you who are just dollar cost averaging in. Okay. And I'm gonna drop some value after we get through these calls, just so that way you guys get left with something. Who do we have?
Fatima had her hand up. Fatima, if you could unmute yourself for me, please.
Fabi, what you got?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh,
Yes, we
Fatima.
can hear
Yep,
you.
gotcha.
All right. Hey, good afternoon. So I really appreciate you guys and the community. And as you said, okay, let's talk, let's be upfront. So I was concerned because all of the the courses that you were bringing and the opportunity that you were bringing, it was more like it was becoming to be overwhelming because I felt like I was having FOMO every time I turned around. And when you
Right.
get that FOMO, then it becomes somewhat overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was also concerned because I've been a part of other communities where they always bringing something to the community and upcharging. And every time you turn around, somebody's coming to charge. And it was more like, if we're not drained as a community or individually by these other communities always bringing something, and we trying to be, because we're just trying to find something that's going to take us to that next level, not just for ourselves but also for our families, to
Right.
where I was just feeling like, oh man, more money, or another opportunity, but what do I really get involved in, to where you have to really decipher, okay, what can you do, what should you do, and if not now, when. So hopefully, does that make sense?
Total
Absolutely.
sense.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. But like I said, I the only reason why I'm speaking up, because I am not in a position to tell you guys how to run your business, how to run your community. And like I said, once again, I appreciate this opportunity to be a part of the community. And and yeah, that was my 2 cents. And then also, when you mentioned something about the cognitive testing that you were
Mhm.
bringing towards the or bringing into the community. I have some knowledge in that space. I just want to know, um, is it, I just want to make sure that, because I would appreciate that also, but just want to make sure it's not biased when it comes to cultures or ethnicities or
At
backgrounds,
all. At
because
all.
sometimes that's what happens.
Right. Yeah. At zero. So the backstory here, and listen, I would not put my kids in front of anybody that's clinical. Okay. That's first and foremost. When we did the tests for our children, and mind you, the young lady is a sister. Okay. She worked for a company they were big, and she was a trainer. Okay. She ended up, and she'll give you her backstory, but in short, she ended up taking a test one day, and then they found things in her that she didn't see in herself. So this is why it's important, is because there's genius shit that lies in all of us, but we've been so beat up by this system that we question everything. Is this what, is this not? So I'm more so, I never wanted to like push health and wellness on people like that, but now I'm able to just freely distribute it, and it works where it's at. So I remember there might have been one call for the play to earn. Do you have a son or a family member that's a gamer, Fatima? I think you had mentioned you were
Yes,
showing
I
up
do.
interest in it,
Hmm.
right?
I do.
So now you can unlock that portal, and if it's your son, just let him watch it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to feel like I'm missing out on certain things, because listen, there is a lot. I can make upwards of $30,000-$40,000 on an antenna that I invested. So there is timing plays that matter in crypto. My thing is, okay, so we're going to charge you for that information. Of course, there's time, there's research and things like that. I felt like we've been very fair in what we give. But now if we pull that back, now we could allow people to just receive it whenever they want to receive it. You understand? In that sense. And then the ones that want to dig into certain aspects, if you're not into the gaming part, that's not for you. If you're more into this is for you. If you want the certifications and things like that. And I just felt like there was a disconnect between how I didn't want to put people in overdrive. And I felt like this is what was happening.
Mhm.
Right. The other thing too is, I know what's happening out here. I'm a landlord. I have tenants I have to screen. I know what's happening out here. You know what I'm saying? I live it. I see it myself. So, I just think we have a huge opportunity now where you guys can start investing in other vehicles and not so much with us. You understand? So if the brain training is going to take us from here to there, I'd much rather you have that, because I know that that's going to assist in whatever else you do. Because what I'm realizing is, no matter how much more ventures and time and multitasking you think you're doing, guys, you're going to get burnt. And what you focus on expands, and the days of like 9, 10, 20, 30 verticals, that's over with. The reason why you can have multiple verticals inside of cryptocurrency, one, you're learning the future of where this technology is taking us. So you could start to just game plan just in your career. You know what I'm saying? We've shed light. I have countless people in my inbox like, yo, bro, you were so right 2 years ago. This is exactly what they're doing right now. I mean, the writing's on the wall. This artificial intelligence, now that it's mixing in with cryptocurrency, and I always told Champ, I was like, how did AI surpass cryptocurrency? But then I'm looking at it, I'm like, but AI been around for a decade. We just didn't even they didn't have a name for it then.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But you were talking in your remote control. You were talking to Siri. You see what I mean? Like, it's not until that affiliation, that name came, and then that's when it became mainstream.
Yep.
So now when I start to see that integration mixing with crypto that started in 2009, so we're talking about these guys are around the same age. So they're maturing together. The internet is just like, internet is big brother, but it's little brother. Because this is going to make the days of the internet look just ridiculous. Right? So when I started to sit with, every time I put out a product, I'm like, I'm tired of pricing this shit. And then we're scaling the price, right? Because we know the one, you got ones that are paid $295, no problem. They see the super value is priceless. But then it's like, but there's so many people cut off from that world. So then after a while, we end up having to discount it. It's like having a book and nobody has it. But I know how valuable this content and this information is. You understand? So it's just, even just from a marketing standpoint, and the thing we want to do is, when we get in the community, we want to democratize the way that we teach. So Fatima, you're not telling us how we're doing business. No, you're gonna add to it in a sense of a vote and a voice. So if I say I have 3 books coming out and they're about this, this, and this, everybody take a vote on it, because it could be good to me or good to Champ, because Champ and I go back and forth. He might like something, I don't like it. I might like something, he don't like it. But if the people vote and we just get something unanimous, then it's like, nah, drop that D pin next. No problem. Here you go. And then we go from there. So the entire platform is going to be democratized in the sense of, what do you guys want to learn now? 2 years ago, I had people come to me like, listen, I want you to teach me blockchain technology. I want to learn how to code. That's high level stuff. Today, then I didn't have the relationship. Today, I have the relationship. But I need the bodies that are going to sit in these classes for free. You understand? These are classes that pay you good salary. These are the future, right? If they're giving it to you for free, that means they have no one lined up. That means the educational system doesn't even have this built into their curriculum. Fabi, can you unmute? Are you able to talk?
Yes, how you guys doing?
Good. So this is my little cousin. I always call her little cousin. You'll always be little cousin.
Right.
Right. So she is a graphic designer, an amazing brander. It's branding, like forget graphic design, right? Brand management and all things, right? Because this is where it starts. So this is another addition to the community that I want to put on Front Street, because she has a course, right, that can help people out. Okay. So the community now, people that have skills and things like that, they're going to be brought into here where you could actually communicate with them in real time. Because I saw Crypto Cliff was the first guy that we brought on, and if anybody took the course, for me, it was a great partnership. You know, I didn't have to babysit this guy. The guy's a professional, and this is it was a break from just having to look at Stephen Champ, and it gave us so much time back too. And from what I'm garnering with people who were fearful of even putting in a trade, I'm seeing that people are making the leap into feeling more comfortable, because we it's just, we gave it to you guys. Everything you need is there, from everything from figuring out how to do it, how to find the plays. You fish for yourself, right? So, Fabi, just make mention to, you just picked up a situation right now where you're freelancing for a company. Do you feel like anything that you picked up in the last couple of years assisted you in positioning yourself for that position?
Absolutely.
Share with us.
So I was interviewing for a senior graphic design position. Mind you, it's been 6 years since I've been in the professional corporate world. So I was laid off 6 years ago, and from then I was just freelancing. So here I am applying for a senior position. I've always been a junior. And in the interview, I interviewed with 4 people, from the CEO all the way to the lead of IT. The first person I met with was the technology person, and then the next one was the developer. From those 2 interviews, they were like 4 days apart. And then the last 2 were literally in one day, back to back. So the reason why I'm saying this is because when I met with the IT guy and the developer, our conversation went right into Web3 and the metaverse. And on my portfolio site, I mentioned that. I say, as a brand designer, I'm working to help companies and businesses figure out how to implement their brand into the metaverse and Web3, how to segue there. Reasons why? Because, and if you know anything about branding, it's all a emotional connection. So today we connect with our favorite brands. We're able to go to the store and we're able to shop online. But what Web3 is going to bring to us is that virtual interaction that feels so realistic. Just imagine the power of the consumer when they get to interact in the metaverse. Like, this is money. So the company that I'm going to be working for, they're in the medical field. They specialize in helping people who suffer from migraines. So immediately I gave them a play. And this is just me talking. They let me talk the whole time. And I was like, just imagine you guys are able to take the device that you're giving these patients for their migraine and create a metaverse experience where they can see themselves going through the treatment with whatever kind of equipment, VR, whatever, that's for another story. But just putting that into the minds of the team that was interviewing with me, they already saw that I was thinking for the company way beyond what they needed me for. And I wouldn't have had this knowledge if I wasn't in Skyton. Like, I'm telling you, I was just out here freelancing, doing the regular logos and all that stuff. But the brain power behind design is what is going to help AI make people like me rich, because you can just go on AI, create a logo, create a website. But if you don't have the power to think for how the consumer is going to interact with this, that's where you're going to lose. And so, exactly. So I feel like that's what helped me become the candidate that they wanted to invest in. And I was able to leverage the salary they're offering me. My offer was 15K more than what they wanted. And they accepted. And I seriously think it was simply because I gave them that play of how I could see their company in the future of the web. And the tech guys they're already on speed with that. So the fact that they saw me as a graphic designer thinking like that, they're like, oh yeah, she don't know how to code, but she definitely know where we need to be. And so, and I seriously thank Champ and Steve for putting this knowledge in front of us, because this is exactly what he's saying. Creating this community, it's not just about trading. It's not just about, investing in a few coins. It's leveraging the information and taking yourselves into where the future of everything is going and being ahead of everyone else, no matter what industry you're in, no matter where you are. So I just encourage everyone to really take the community for more than just investments, but how you're going to adjust your lifestyle for the days that are coming professionally. Because like Steve tells us, these jobs are going to go away. Now it's all about how could you help my company as an individual? I don't care about everything else. What do you know about the future? So
couldn't make that up. We had a call the other day because she's actually revamping our brand, and that's when the freelance thing came up, and that was my first time hearing the story. So, and I had no clue she was going to be on the call either. So none of this is
yeah,
no. Sounds great though. Good job.
Right.
Send her that XRP.
That's it. Yeah, no, seriously, that stuff it's no joke. People really are looking for, and I met with the CEO. She has no clue about, she has a huge background. She came from Unilever, Nature's Valley. There was another, Gillette, all of that. She comes from big companies.
Right.
The fact that I mentioned that, she was just, and it was a video call, and she was just looking like, wow, I never thought a graphic designer, so yeah.
So I'm telling you guys, have an opportunity in your own company to identify something, see it, bring the information back. Understand? So even Fabi, it doesn't even stop here. When I start to, make the introduction with Vadim, the company that powers our metaverse.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now you're grabbing, you're extracting information, and then you're adding value to something that you've already done. This is where the whole world's going. When this shift comes and the financial and the tech landscape changes, not everybody goes under right away. People are going to start to try to adjust to figure out how they get the information.
How? Yep.
Right? Yep. So if you could position yourself now, I am telling you guys, you will be taking fruit from a low tree. Because if you're talking about 4 to 6% of the population invested in crypto, what percentage of those people actually even know what it really is? Not just holding, because once you take the Bitcoin guys out,
they don't know.
Probably drops.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So now we're going to start getting into the nuances of, all right, you want blockchain technology? Now I can get you over there. I can connect you with the right person that's going to come in here and train us on that sort of situation. So that's what we have the ability to do on a subscription model, because the more eyes that we have on us, the more students that are in these courses, the better it is for the entire community. And we're going to deliver to you guys what you're asking us to deliver to you guys.
Absolutely. This is incredible. I kind of want to add something to that. First of all, congratulations, Fabi. I'm super proud of you. And that's humbling to hear, truly, to truly hear that, like to sit in that space. That's amazing. So thank you for that. I came across a soundbite, right? The soundbite was from Christine Lagarde. Anybody who knows all of our 1%ers, you guys already know who that is. But she was front stage and center at Davos. This is probably a day or two ago. What she said was super impactful. She said that companies and big institutions are literally going to be cannibalized. And she was particular about that word, cannibalized. There was something that Steve and I put together, and we told you guys that 99% of cryptos were going to die. The impact behind that is, one, we look like geniuses because we already seen this years ago. Not only did we see this, we put together something so that everybody else can see it, and it was validated. Full speed, this message coming from the president of the European Central Bank is so massive because it's literally telling you she is the controller of the central banks who control the banks that we use every day. That these companies who are not using certain technologies and they're not adapting their processes and their skill sets, they are literally going to, quote unquote, be cannibalized. This is why what Fabi just literally showed you guys matters the most. If you do not adapt to what's to come, you are going to be left behind.
Now we're back to the useful and useless, right? I used to say this to my wife years ago, and she thought I was bugging, but now she's on the ride with this. She's like, yo, all right, I get it. Right? This is a very, very bright person. It's just that simple. You have new companies right now. The technology is only here to disrupt, because the old model is not only failing and failed, it only puts the money in certain pockets. Let's think about it. Listen, if Uber, Airbnb, and all these guys were able to disrupt some of the biggest industries, just think about it. 5-10 years prior, no one would have ever thought someone would have overtook private limousines and livery. That was always mob ran and operated. You know what I'm saying? It was always a centralized situation. One guy that owns this, one guy that owns this. This guy has 75% of the medallions, right? Then people start to trying to find the right word. The world starts to advance and fast, right? Which is also changing the way that people want to interact with certain things. So you have a changing of the guard. So if I would have said Polaroid would be the biggest digital camera provider during that time and shift, right? You would have thought that was obvious. But those guys sat in that boardroom, they said, nobody's going to buy that digital camera. Nobody cares about that right now. Furthest from the mistake. Canon, Nokia, I mean, you name it. There was a rise in new guys. Polaroid got cannibalized.
Yeah.
When I did the Black Enterprise talk, I got to meet backstage with the founder, the son, right? So we're talking. And I'm like, what's keeping it together here, right? Because I grew up on Black Enterprise. It was the magazine that you didn't have a subscription to, but you would pick it up at the bodega, right? And I kind of flipped through it. So he's like, if it wasn't for the young people, we wouldn't be here today. And they're still far behind, right? Because I'm talking future tech, and they're like, they had no clue. So he told me a personal story about his sons, and he's got them trained and set up, and investing in stocks and the blue chip stocks. As long as you keep the Fords, the this, the that. And then he said he had a conversation with the kids as they got older, and they were like, "Dad, Comcast is not a blue chip stock anymore." He's like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "No one's watching TV in real time. We're streaming television." So a lot of these media guys got cannibalized with the subscription model, and then the open access to people being able to just create content now, right? Because you wouldn't be on NBC, Fox wouldn't pick up your situation. It was super centralized, and so now you're seeing how this thing is emerging, right? This is just 5 years ago, guys. We've watched the biggest companies in the world turn to second best. and nobody's talking about it. Right? So we watch a startup tech company take on the hotel industry globally. They allowed people to be able to connect with people to do business, and we all make money. Why do you think they're attacking Airbnb for? It's not a bad model. Airbnb is probably looking to take this thing to another level with creating an ecosystem of how we transact with each other. Because that's what you could do as a community.
Yep.
This is when First Republic Bank and Silicon Valley Bank got attacked because they were creating their own digital currency before they said it was okay to do it. This is why Mark Zuckerberg scratched the financial piece to his crypto. He was gonna create a payment system.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it's like, yo, hold on, you took a $50 billion L? Like, something ain't right. Because that would have worked. But like Christina Lagarde, she's been a big proponent of, we just do not want anybody just creating a coin.
Mm-hmm.
It undermines the system that they have in place. So they feared Facebook doing it. They fear X doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Meta, sorry. Amazon, they specifically named those guys. Right? Because if they start to create an ecosystem of financial currency, it undermines everything. Yeah, you could kill the shipping industry. Yeah, I didn't see that happen. Nobody talked about that. Who's the number one good provider in America right now? So I'm just telling you that there's a new wave of guys with projects that Champ and I are telling you about. And now it affords us the time to be able to not only catch you up to speed with the products, but then you could have these deep dives with the adjunct professors now. Now I'm changing my name. I'm a professor.
Professor.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
So, but my goal is to not have you have a portfolio. My goal is to make sure that every student that comes in here is able to have access to the new ecosystem and be a leader, if not more valuable than anybody else right now. Because when you fuck around, you find out. And that's what I've been doing with crypto. Okay? And I'm never the type, I can't get far on my own, but I probably could have did a lot of shit by myself without having to carry this load.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning spending more time with just starting to code and develop what I want to do. But that wasn't the route. Okay. So like Fabi said, that's a clear story, guys. She could even take it further with the information that we have here. So we just need to convey this message to the industry that this is what we're here for, right? Because when the message was just about cryptocurrency, it kind of like, you say politics, people are just like, you say religion, people just, they play ignorant and they run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But this is, listen, you're either going to be useful or useless, figure it out. And the only way I felt that we could have grew this thing exponentially and fast is by creating a subscription model that you guys are all already a part of, and you kind of already know what it is. So the missing piece is we're going to start to bring professionals within our community to be able to speak to you guys. But if I don't have the eyes inside of the rooms, like, come on, man, don't bring me on a platform and I got to talk to two people, the moderator and one other person. That ain't it. I'll give you a pre-recording and I'll even give that person an ebook on crypto just for wasting their time. So let's add some value real quick.
Let's go.
And this is a don't be dumb moment, guys. All right. Trust me on this. I'm putting money back in the market on this one. But do your own research. All right. This is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors.
This is for entertainment purposes and educational purposes only.
Only. Good one. YouTube ready. Okay. I keep telling you about this company called Hello. All right. I don't think you guys are hearing me right now. They're a full-fledged entertainment company, right? But they're crypto blockchain related. Everything about it is in within the decentralized world and system, right? So they have this show coming out called Killer Whales. That's their first show. Listen, guys, this show is, trust me when I tell you, the volume is already here. The eyes are on it. It's just like Shark Tank, but for cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. For people are going to sell their business ideas here. There are already existing companies that we're investing in that are supposed to be showcased on there. FX1 Sports was the one that I gave you. You guys need to look at the pricing on those two coins from months ago compared to where they're at now. The Hello Network is allowed. We actually get access by paying with the Hello token. This is going to be the Netflix of situations in the digital world. Somebody is going to change the way that the subscription model and entertainment is given to people, right? Where we could not only sit here, because Amazon proved that the other day when they got the licensing for that football game and they were able to curate the commercials to match your searches. I don't think you guys peeped what they did that day. And they made so much money because you were able to click right from your TV set or whatever you were watching. You were able to get those products right into your shopping cart from Amazon. I don't think y'all heard me. I'm telling you that there is technology out here that is allowing you to individually curate somebody's experience online. You don't need people anymore. You just need people that are trained to be able to take it there. And I'm not telling you that I want to be part of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that there's opportunity here to be able to do whatever you want. So what Steve is here for, Steve is really here to take from this industry what should have been given to me a long time ago. But because those other industries were centralized, it always closed Steve out, right? So I'm here to take it all back, and then I'm here to pull off within another 10 years. And Steve is going to be kicking it somewhere internationally, chilling. You understand? Because I'll sleep good at night knowing that I changed the course of everyone's lives who came through this university. And I know Champ shares the same sentiment.
Absolutely.
So March 22nd, Killer Whales launches. And you can get on the site right now just to be part of the pre-launch. Please get into it. You need to look into buying that Hello coin. I'm telling you that this thing has an opportunity to moon because it is going to control the way that people get introduced to products in cryptocurrency and add validation to it because there's a lot of big tech guys. Scaramucci is one of them. He's a big hedge fund guy. This used to be Trump's old crony turned enemy. Yeah. Remember, he was like the Speaker of the House for a little bit. He had a little Guido guy up there. He's one of the judges. They've got some guys on there, and those guys are going to be invested. If I had to guess, Kevin O'Leary may be poking his head in the room in a minute. Mm-hmm. You understand? It is running internationally. It has its own network. It has its own payment rail and system. It has ways that we can make money while we watch the content and things like that. All right. So somebody's getting slaughtered, and it ain't going to be those guys. Because it's like, yo, you're going to take my time and then you're going to take my data and then I'm going to be out here like struggling and then you're going to be selling me more shit that I can't break free of. And then now you're telling me that the technology they have is going to curate it so much that it's going to basically train us to tell us that we need the shit. Mm-hmm. I've been hearing some shit coming out of this World Economic Forum this year, and it's disturbing. These guys are unhinged. They're not connected to people, and it is borderline. Not even, it's just psycho shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? This is beyond like Resident Evil. So I'm just telling you, we have an opportunity that if you're not looking at this technology, you will be walking around bumping into a wall all day. What the fuck? They got this new disease they're about to put out that's like going to kill 20 times more to people. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Because Steve fucks around and believes in his health, you know, and Steve has this information to spread, and Steve has a community of people that do this, and Steve's looking to bring all that together. So I segue into this product idea that I have, and I'd love to have you all as partners on it, right? So the issue with this holistic world is we're not linked to insurance companies and things like that, right? So you got to, it's all cash pay.
Mhm.
So Steve's looking to create a currency that's wrapped around the entire ecosystem. All right. Where now we can have our own money. You'll be connected to all the layers and just the network of providers that would be on this payment rail. So we'd be able to create insurance, self-insurance policies for this to make it all affordable as an alternative to modern medicine. And it could be an enhancement because there's people that do both. You understand? So because we're able to do that, now we can, in the money that is going to exchange hands with the people that are actually offering the goods and services, they're going to be paying in essence back into the network, and then that's going to be distributed back to the people. You get where I'm going with this? So I'm just telling you that this is the type of stuff that I'm going to be teaching in my class. The shit that Champ and I are going to be working on. You're going to get full, you'll have front row and center, and there's no restriction, no price. Now, if it's an investment opportunity, then that's a different conversation. That's not included in the enrollment. That side. So subscription model, yay or nay, and have you experienced this in other groups? What kept you and what had you leaving? Anybody else? And to me, you have the fleet, right? You got equipment in all your fleets already? Am I saying his name right? Champ.
My bad. I had myself muted. Tuma?
Tuma.
Yeah.
Can you unmute?
Yo, Steve. Can you
What's
hear
good
me?
with you? I hear
What's
you.
going on, brother? Chilling.
Listen, did you pick up some deep end stuff for your fleet of cars or trucks?
Nah, not yet. Nah.
But you have trucks, no?
Yeah. I got I'll drive fuel, yeah. So yeah, I got a truck.
And you don't have dependence, you don't have product inside your trucks yet?
Nah.
You need it.
Bugging.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just
No,
that
because
industry alone.
actually I didn't catch that episode of Deep End.
No, we're about to start everything up now. So you'll be full fledged. I thought somebody else in the group did execute. They ordered some stuff for their thing, and I kind of mistaken. I thought it was you.
Oh, okay.
So
Nah,
guys,
nah.
there's people in the background making money already,
Mhm.
right? So even for me, I have all the vehicles hooked up. All the kids are crazy. Fabi again. We're about to do another skit. So we were talking about the helium phone. So she has it too, and her kids have it, and she's like, "Yo, they're so excited. They're looking at the amount that they make per day." And I'm like, my kids are the same way. They're actually making more than me because when I sit home, I don't get no rewards.
Nothing, yeah.
They're out and about at school over here, So just that aspect of it is training this younger generation. So we have a trading course coming up too. So that's another thing. We have the trading course for kids coming up. So that's between the ages of 5 and 17. Absolutely free. So we're going to start training the younger kids are going to start coming into the community too. So there'll be things for them to do in here for parents who want to position their kids properly, or game to play to earn. Play to earn is huge now. Just wait till everybody gets on it. There's no more hardware and $1,000 devices and things like that. Like everything's going to be cloud based and rewarding at that, because there's going to be ways to make money in game. So, I'm not big on that part, but if your kid is going to play games, then at least let them earn. But what I would tell you is teach them how to design these games, right? If they have the love for it, I would point them in that direction. I'm saying that with love.
Mhm.
Anybody else got something?
You guys could raise your hands or you could just unmute yourself.
Subscription model. Nothing. I don't know, champ.
Let me know
Type.
y'all live out there. Let me get a one in the chat or something. Let me know y'all breathing out there. Let me know what's going on so we're not just talking at the screen.
No, you know I already said something. I'm here. I'm here for y'all.
Oh no, I know you there.
It's bath time, so I'm trying. I'm on
Oh, I
mute.
got you. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I've been watching I went over to the EYL model to see, what's happening. And they kind of went from, it used to be like $4,000 and then 275 a month.
A month, yeah.
And then I want to say they tried like a monthly subscription model too. And then that kind of went away. And then now they're at $997 for the year. And I have access to the database. I mean, the login, so I could see the courses and things like that. And that ain't it. But
And then when they did that merger, 500, he lost a lot of his community because they merged.
right.
And
Right.
he lost a lot of his his I'm not gonna say his following, but he had
Well,
a
he had
solid
his own brand
community.
thing going,
Say that again.
I said he had a similar model with teaching different verticals,
Right.
but that machine was a little bigger than him in the sense of eyes. So, I don't know the sort of deal that was cut, but I'm looking at it from a training standpoint, and I go in there and I'm like, this is overload.
Absolutely.
And it's not really set up for like training. It's like you're just watching a bunch of pre-recorded videos, and then they're referencing slides that you're not even getting on the training portal. So every comment that you read when you go in there is like, listen, what can we get these slides? Which would have been something that would be helpful. So it just seemed to be it's just data overload at that point, right? No real, it's a buffet, and it's great. I think for people that want to get into certain things, there's a little bit of everything. But I think people just need to focus on self-improvement. And that's going to be a big part of university. Just accountability and self-improvement. Like, let's get rid of all these old traumas, because there's no way you're going to be able to wrap your head around this stuff if we're still getting choked out in 2.0.
Right.
Now, I'm being honest with you. If
That
you're
was a
getting your
bar.
ass handed to you right now in this economy, like you're kind of getting choked out every day. It's going to be hard to stay above water.
Man, that's a bar.
I like that. So I don't want to see that happen to nobody, not on my watch. And I've told you this. I have videos from years ago where I was like, those jarring stats with 2050 and the African American household net worth is going to be 0. And I'm like, what the fuck y'all talking about? I'm gonna be up, and I'm gonna train people, and they're gonna be up.
Straight up.
So even if we got to carry this and make it top heavy, I'm just kind of tired of the whole, this is the first time. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, they still on this shit, the first this and the first that. Like, that's what's creating the goddamn problem for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just start addressing the people by who they are. Like, this is such and such that created this. It's only when it comes to us, they put us in that box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They did this thing with the podcast the other day where it's like they came out with a list for the top Black podcasts. They keep putting barriers in front of us to make it feel like we're in competition with each other. And that's why we always feel like we are.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys didn't actually be put up against each other in a list. That's what those guys do, because they know that that's what creates divide amongst people. I don't have no problem, no other Black creator outside of the ones that's taking advantage of Black people. And when I see product that's bad, I call out bad product at the end of the day, because it messes it doesn't help none of us. It creates the narrative around, oh, it's Black. I'm tired of that narrative. It's not fair. Y'all think that the other side operate any better? Please. The shit is cutthroat. No matter where it's at, it's just business. But not only do you have to deal in a cutthroat environment, and then when you come within your own circle and community, you getting chopped up too. Like, come on, guys. This is why the wealth is sitting in their hands, in the wrong guy's hands, because he's willing to do whatever for it. And y'all lined up just eating from that shit. If I don't do nothing else outside of, elevating a culture, I want to leave that behind, to where we just, no, stop saying that shit. That's just dumb. Because it becomes reality, because that's all we focusing on. 2050, like zero. That's embarrassing. You have people that not even 10 days in this country and making more money than people that's in this country. Like, that's embarrassing.
Can I add something real quick, Steve?
Please do.
So I just like to touch on kind of like where you're going here. We see today, like for myself, I'm in like that digital space, creating digital products and all of that. And I've joined so many communities with like young African-American women who are like coaching you. Yeah. Make 6 figures in 30 days online, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And just like you said, it's like leading us down these paths that realistically, it is not that simple to just put up an ebook and say, it's like just leading the community into the dark, basically. And then we got to figure out where the switch is. And I'm not just saying this because, Steve is my older cousin, but I'm just saying there's proof here where everything that Champ and Steve have provided to us, you can't say you have not seen like instant results. And when I say that, for example, in the health and wellness channel, and I hope a lot of you are going through that, I've learned a few things in there. For example, the mushroom supplements. I've been taking that, and I take like little 3 months breaks or whatever, and I've seen great changes in my health with that. I had a one-on-one with Steve and kind of asked him some questions for my husband's health, and literally within 2 weeks of everything he told us to do, I saw changes. And these are things he provides to the group. So, just to, share with everyone to kind of see like we're getting value here that we can apply and see results immediately. The Helium Mobile, I've been on it for 3 weeks now, and I'm already up 15. I have 15K tokens, and I'm working from home. I just did like 2 trips to the city, and that right there was 15K. Like, just, think about that. Like, whereas I've been a part of this one digital product community for like 3 years, and I have yet to make 6 figures. Like, a lot of these influencers in our community are not really in it to help us win it. They're just trying to promote the lifestyle and keep us in the dark, unfortunately. So when you find people who are really giving you, everything that you need, raw content, the reality of it, man, you can't not want to be part of this community. Like, this is real stuff that you can apply and see the results right away. So I just wanted to add that in.
Appreciate that one. Yeah, in time, right? So, I always say online, a lot of these videos I see, I got them in a tuck. They ain't gonna age well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be petty like that. So with that said, what I like more about the space is, as we get closer and closer into full implementation, that's when you're going to start to really, look back and guys, I'm telling you, we are part of something that's going to be so monumental, and there's never an opportunity that has us in mind way beforehand. Right? There's never an opportunity. Like, I rarely met anybody whose parents cashed in on the internet situation. They had no clue what was happening. And I came up with the internet. It was about 6th, 7th grade, they started to put them computers in front of us. Sims came out about middle school. So I was one of those early kids on there, you know, trying to find a disk at AOL. And I was one of those guys. So our parents didn't cash in on it. A lot of people did. You know what I mean? And then that's the first thing I did. I went back and I studied the 90s like nobody's business. I went out, found articles, headlines. Yo, they were killing these guys. I'm like, yo, this just sounds just like crypto. This is it. Right? Because they got to treat it all the same way. You know, demonize, destroy. I mean, they pulled out every single tactic. They played dumb like they're doing now. They put bans on certain things. They said you couldn't do it. And then once the people got wind of it, out the gate. So I'm just telling you that this one is 100 times bigger than the internet. 100 times, because we have the internet. That's why it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? A whole new layer of ways that people make money. People could interact with each other. So when I lead with the making money part, it's so you could buy your time back and your freedom, right? Just to match your lifestyle, because you may not need that much, you know? But I could tell you that I know it's going to be a major problem for a lot of guys, because crypto during the pandemic held up a lot of nightlives in Miami and Atlanta. Well, mainly Miami. And it paid for the new skyline and buildings that you've seen. Now, there's a lot of crypto money in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was we're talking about a $3 trillion market cap. So there was some new players that had some new money. Even some of the biggest real estate broker in New York, the Ryan Serhant guy on $1 Million Listing. He talked about how the buyer changed, right? Where he was like, yeah, we usually have like cocktail shrimp and champagne. And he was like, yo, these new buyers were coming in. They were like vegan, asking for like green juice. And they was putting in real offers, and they were crypto guys. So when I looked at the 30 under 30, going back a couple years, and 90% of the list was crypto blockchain related, I'm like, man, I'm not competing with this old guard. They're out the door. You know what I'm saying? They kept it so tight and centralized. It was like, man, you spent money here. This Javante owns this, that one owns. I'm like, yo, they just gobbled each other up. They don't even know what's coming.
No clue.
Because they don't believe that people are going to adopt a new way. Like, people are begging for something new right now. Like, we shouldn't have to, for the amount of data that we put out there, for the amount of apps that ask for our recordings and our address books, like, they're doing the most with our shit. The data is more powerful than your social security number. Your data profile is way more profitable. Because if you take my social security number and it's shot, then you can't get nowhere. And if you run it up, then what's the big deal? I just, you get it fixed. But your data, that's the part that intrigues me the most about this community. I mean, about this space, is how fast they can mine data, and how people could take control of it, and how fast it could connect to goods and services. That's the good part of it. Now, there's a nightmare part too, that we have to focus on. But like Champ and I said, it's always been, we're looking for a backdoor. And that's it. And we're gonna find that motherfucker.
Straight up.
Because it's gonna be obvious. It's gonna be where everybody's going. So last thing for me, the Jamie Dimon is losing it right now. I was about to chop a video up on him, but he's cursing on air now.
Yeah.
He looks old. He looks older. He's coming after Bitcoin. And I'm like, I don't even care about that asset as it's selling off more than actually taking in. Okay. Sell the news. They're gonna run it up though, because they're gonna cheat. So anyway, he's old and out of touch, and that's showing me that this old guard is actually nervous now. Right? His banks are failing. His bank is failing. And that's Bitcoin. They don't even know what's coming right now. You will not be able to find people's money.
Eve 2.
Huh?
Yeah, I said Eve 2.
Oh, they're next.
Yeah. It's
They're next
it's
on
on
the
the
chopping
roadmap.
block.
It's literally on the roadmap.
End of the road.
So listen, man, don't pay attention to what these guys say. Watch what they do. Because for those who didn't know, JP Morgan Chase CEO is Jamie Dimon. JP Morgan
Yeah.
Chase is named as an authorized participant in BlackRock's proposed Bitcoin ETF. Just thought you guys should know that. Yeah. And Van Eck just pulled out for lack of interest. Like there wasn't a lot of people who was buying from Van Eck. So that fund is cooked.
They only needed one or two of these guys.
That's it.
Grayscale and one other.
Yep. And if BlackRock doesn't lose, so BlackRock will be here.
All right, so I don't know if we got much feedback, but so this is going to be put up, and then we're going to have a thread. So if you wanted to just type something out too, that's cool. Or just hit me on the side if you didn't feel like saying something today.
Mm-hmm.
Because we definitely do need the feedback. That's going to help us build a better experience. You know, to know that you guys are helping. That's my story.
Most
We
definitely.
good?
Yeah, no, we good. I'm super solid. I'm about to go kick it with the family. Go eat some good dinner, kick it with the fam, and then right back to it. So we'll make sure this replay is up for everybody, and we'll create the thread for you guys. So
Yeah, don't go public on the replay on YouTube. Just this will just be internal.
internal. All right, that's cool.
Yeah,
All right, appreciate that.
appreciate you, Dwayne. Oh, so the Futures Club. I think there were people that are asking about the lifetime access. Yeah, you own that thing, man. Just download the PDFs, right? Because I don't own the internet. So if they shut the internet down, I'm not being held liable for anything
Mm-hmm.
until it comes back up again. So those PDFs you have, you download those, and then I'll probably just video everybody. I'll drop a link for the videos, and then you'll have download access for those. And now you got the whole training. What's that?
That pack came in today. It's that test.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's cool. Um, yeah, Champ ordered a a test. So this is part of health and wellness, working with this company called Equal Life for private blood tests. So once a month, the doctor gives away, I think, like a 100 inflammation tests, 100 there's just different type of tests, metal tests, to see, you know, how much levels of toxin is in your body. And literally you pay like $17.95 for the test. So they call it shipping and handling.
Right.
You know, they get you they load up your results. The last one I took was a metal test, and that was hair samples that you sent to them. So it's good to get tested through hair and not just blood. They tell two different stories.
Mm-hmm.
So Champ got his test. I just ordered another one. I ordered a full
Oh, you did the
makeup.
full workup. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. And then
Nice.
I just did the inflammation test. So this is, you know, I truly feel if you're not in your best health, that's a big hindrance for a lot of people. Especially my ladies in here with the low energy and things. Now I'm seeing a lot of pattern in what my wife says is just, you know, women operating in a masculine world. You throwing off your hormones. All right, champ, take us out, man. Tell Morgan my bad.
She can hear you. Um, Guys, definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate your time and your feedback for the incredible changes that are about to take place with the academy. So you know that is going to be an adjustment for Steve and myself, but it is Skyton Academy. It's coming to you live and direct. But we greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. Replay will be up for you guys.
My guy.
My God.